today. From Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina, it's Week 13 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Carolina Panthers taking on the Denver Broncos.
Well, it is just the perfect time of year for a trip to the Carolinas, and that's where we find ourselves at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Denver Broncos and the Carolina Panthers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. Now this will make it into the end zone, and they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. To speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now a handoff here to his running back. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28 on the carry.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first two plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing him. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say, those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from the 1. They'll try to run this one in. And this is not going to do it as he stopped at the 2-yard line. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They'll try to run this one in. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A great play there. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Broncos have taken the early lead. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stuff it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. That's going to set him back 5 yards. Another attempt now from 5 yards further back. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Now this will make it into the end zone. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their 2nd drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here. 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's into the clear. He's at the 30. 10, touchdown, Carolina. A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Panthers have tied this game up. They can take the lead with the extra point.
Well, earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more.
At their own 28-yard line.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And you see his numbers from a week ago. He was up over 100 yards then, and he's already hit pay dirt here once in this one.
We always talk about quarterbacks and receivers getting into rhythm, right? Really feeling good, finding each other downfield. I think running backs operate the same way. They can hit a good rhythm and a good stride, and he's carrying it over from last week.
It's a big play there for the Broncos. 45 yards on the ground. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. After one, a one-point game, 7-6.
Broncos 6.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 3rd and 19, no problem as they're able to convert. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Now they go screen, it's complete. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. A good first down call as the screenplay gets him 9. Ball at the 8 here for 2nd and a yard, maybe a touch less.
2nd and a yard.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. They give him 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the Broncos are going to have a 1st and goal as some good running there gets him down to about the 2-yard line. Knock it on the door. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal.
On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. A great play there. His 25th touchdown, tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Broncos have retaken the lead. And he was excellent on that drive. He deserved to be the one to get across the chalk.
Oh, I agree with you totally. A workhorse on the drive, and how about that last decisive run to punch it in?
Now the try here for the extra point. And oh, it's no good. For the 2nd time now in this first half, he's missed an extra point. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Taken in the end zone. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
25-yard line.
Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
On 1st down, Hickman. Space to maneuver at the 40. And all the way inside the 35 before he goes out of bounds. A big play there for Carolina. 41 yards on the ground.
4-yard line.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Over the middle, the catch made by Mitchell. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36.
Well, enough takes to start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And Old Mo is a very...
And the pressure gets to him again.
The quarterback sack. An 8-yard loss.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Here's the Panthers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
First and 10 at their own 11-yard line.
Denver's offense ready to go again. Now a first and 10 at the 11. And he'll give it here to his running back. It's a foot race. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A big play there. His 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Broncos able to show off their quick strike ability. So he missed his first 2, but this time it's good, and that'll extend the lead. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded in the end zone. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat them.
And the Broncos get there and take him down. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg him. Do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula is not working right now. Here's the Panthers punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. He hasn't had his best day. They have been good running the football, and they have the lead, though, so maybe he just personally wants to improve his play.
And that's without a doubt, because at the end of the game, he wants to feel like he had a really good hand in his team winning, if in fact they do go on and get that done. But the bottom line is finding a way to win the game. So if you're not playing that well, but somebody else is on the team, keep going to that hot hand.
Yeah, not over yet, but looking good here in the second quarter. Second down and 8. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. It's caught inside the 25. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for first and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A 20-yard touchdown. And the Broncos will extend their lead.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Now, these have been no picnic for him so far. He's missed 2, but this one is good.
Panthers 7.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
Sets up 4th down.
And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. They'll throw now on the final play, and that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. He's got the leg, but it's no good. He missed it right, and this score will stay right where it is. We now proceed to the start of the second half. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. This taken in about 4 yards deep, and we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12 at the 23-yard line.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. And they give this time to the tailback. And now look at him go. He's at the 40, 20, and all the way home for a Broncos score. A great effort there. With touchdown number 27, that ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. Go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times.
You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That 3rd one, that's the most spectacular run he's had in the ball game. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last.
Extra point right down the middle, and that will bump the lead up to 26. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Now this will make it into the end zone. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for it. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
And this Bronco defense really selling out to stop the run, and it pays off. They get them behind the line twice in a row.
3rd and 5.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. goes. It's a sack.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Nice move at the 40. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And Denver getting set to take the field. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. And he'll get 3 up to midfield.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line to hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
Back to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40.
A gain of 9.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A great play there. With his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the 2nd most in a single year. And the Broncos add on. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will make it into the end zone. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Carolina offense about ready to go. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They'll run on 1st down. Hickman. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side. You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. But the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give them a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total. And no room to maneuver there. Give them a yard up to the 47. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. Now they'll throw here. And the gun. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And we're back now in Charlotte. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there, and now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Fielded in the end zone, and Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
25-yard line.
Carolina getting set to take the field. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
At the 30-yard line.
That's going to be caught by Richardson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And they drop him for a loss, but penalty markers are on the field. Let's see about the call.
Defense.
Everybody stay under control. Let's just make plays, man.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it is going to be 15 yards.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Henry Ruggs, the intended receiver, but it's going to be 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
And this is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown.
That's a whole lot of points still to be down. But congratulations, they're still fighting, and they scored another touchdown.
Like my old high school coach used to say, Charles, he said, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you wish you never showed up.
Could have saved the gas money, the hotel, what have you, huh?
Extra point splits the uprights as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the fourth. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 26-yard line.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And some room to maneuver. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one 28 yards on the ground. On that last run, he's now hit the 6,000-yard mark for rushing yards in his career.
And moves him squarely into the top 100 rushers of all time. In fact, he can boast that he's rushed for over 1,000 yards more than Gale Sayers did in his career. And Gale Sayers was a Hall of Famer in a short career.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there. Oh, now he's stripped. He lost the football.
By the running back.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their side. Sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
Point after try forthcoming. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken in the end zone. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
25-yard line.
Now onto the field, here come the Panthers. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game is played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down. We saw a lot of that a week ago defensively from him. AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Just always seems to be around the football.
I like your observation there. Understands the game, understands positioning, can put himself in the right spot, and then make a play on the football.
To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
It's now 2nd and 10.
And the Broncos get there and take him down. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game.
Brings up 3rd down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left.
4th down.
Here's the Panthers punter now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
As an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Denver, they continue to keep pace for that first-round bye as they move to 11-1. And they'll return home next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, it was a win they needed to turn the season around.